Everyone, it's Lori, Cat's Pajamas here. So, I want to give you all an update. Yesterday, in an attempt to keep my little Mimi from going outside and disappearing for, 3 days, I fashioned a new harness for her. I made this one. I had bought the other one, but this was a very secure harness that I made sure there was no way she could ever get out of unless I took it off of her. So, I put her on the harness and I made the line long enough so that she could walk and run around, but and still get to the back door if she wanted to come in. If the dogs were out there, she could come in, and I had the door wedged open, but not long enough so that she could actually hide in the grass or in the woods and mysteriously disappear. No, she had a long run, and the other cats were out there keeping her company, and everything was fine until I noticed Tigger. My cats are very, very intuitive, especially Tigger. They're so smart, and Tigger has spoken before when, every time he would start to, cats, they cough up hairballs and they throw up. With 9, it's a little more frequently than if you had one cat. Someone's always got a hairball. But Tigger would hear me, and when he was throwing them up, and when he had worms, I wormed him, but he'd be coughing, and I'd say, "Oh, Tigger, are you going to throw up?" Oh, I'd pat him, and I'd try to scoot him into the kitchen so that it would be a little bit easier to clean up on a carpet. And one day he was, I wish I'd gotten this on tape. He was coughing, and he said, "I'm gonna throw." He said it twice, and I went, "What?" Everywhere. They're very smart. It's scary. So I look over there, and they were all like, hanging around her and stuff, keeping her company. And then Tigger laid down and started chomping on the line. Part of the line was a hand crocheted little leash I had made for them for when they were kittens, and he was chewing on it. And I'm thinking, I yelled at him. He took off, but I thought to myself, I gotta watch that. I've got to check that and see how much he actually chewed. And it was probably 10 or 15 minutes later. I went outside and I heard the neighbor woman up in the back. The backyard is shared, and there's like a little hill that's a divider between my half and theirs. But the woods, obviously, they've got woods on their side, I've got on mine. And I heard her up in their corner, the far corner of their woods, yelling, "Loser! Loser!" And I'm like, what is she, 5 years old? I finally complained. I'm really sick of it. So I turned around and I finally, I never say anything back, but I was like, well, it takes one to know one. And I turned around and came in, just like, yeah, whatever, it's them. It was not 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, I heard a commotion in the backyard, and I ran outside just in time to see 2 of their dogs in my backyard. The younger one, and the older one is not a problem. My cats, he and they just ignore each other. The younger one, but he was right in the yard with them. And then the puppy, she's not a puppy, she's 2 now. She's like 10 feet away from Mimi, and all the cats scattered in different directions, and Mimi got spooked, took a flying leap toward the woods, and the filament where Tigger had been chewing just snapped. So she ran up into the woods. I'm like, what is these people? I have asked them to keep the dogs out of the yard. Whatever. I don't mind the dogs. It's their owners. So I waited, and I called her, and she didn't come back. And they all came in, around supper time, and I went out there calling her, Mimi, Mimi. And I heard her meowing up the hill. Meow, meow, but it was a happy meow. She was obviously fine, not in distress. She answered me back. I came in, and I called her again, 9:30, 10 o'clock. She would not come home. I don't know what to do. I came in, and I haven't seen her today. It's 24 hours later. I have not seen her. The others are all fine. I don't know. It's challenging raising the offspring of a feral cat. The feral, she's not a feral anymore. They're all my cats. They're all domestic cats, and the best cat is the mama. She's great. The others, they bite now and again. Especially the older 4. They're great cats. I love them very much. Just a little overwhelmed, I have 9 cats, and I love them all very much, but whatever. I hope everyone has a great Sunday. Toodles.